The new Nissan Leaf just got a little bit newer. There's finally information coming out, and this is from an analyst at Car Direct. But some information, by the way, I wish it would be coming from Nissan, but it's kind of leaking out, I guess, about the longer range version of the Nissan Leaf that people have been really anticipating, and that should be about 225 miles. That's not new, but the pricing, and the timeline, at least looks like this is a pretty reliable source, is finally coming out. I'll tell you more about it and what it is, and also why it is important, because we kind of got used to Nissan Leaf, the new Nissan Leaf, but the newer part of it is the outer shell, right? Because the biggest improvement, because when we went from this, don't you guys know how I feel about this one, right? To this, which was like better looking, and most importantly, more Nissan looking, right? You're no longer buying, oh, look at me, I'm a weird, electric car. You're buying a Nissan. They just happen to be electric, and because of that, a little bit better, a little bit cheaper than any other Nissan or any other gas car in the same class. So that's what was really exciting. Don't forget, what didn't happen is the battery that was being made were still being made by Nissan, still did not have active a thermal management system. That's like a cooling system that cools your battery, without which the battery basically craps out sooner, the range goes, and then it's really useless. And on top of that, obviously, the recharging, rapid gate as it's called, is still a problem, where if you fast charge your Nissan Leaf right now, after that you won't be able to fast charge it in the near future, at least for a few hours. So that was a main problem. But this is all changing, because LG Chem is now going to be making the battery for Nissan, and for both, for the I believe 42 and the newer 60 kilowatt hour battery with the longer range. The existing one with 151 miles will stay, and it's still very acceptable range. A lot of people really do enjoy it. It's the quality of the battery that's going to change, and that's what's really big deal. But let's talk about what, and this is Alex Bernstein, the analyst at Cars Direct, is reporting. Before that, let me just pay my bills, my car lease bills, and let you know that this show and this channel is sponsored by Climate Exchange, which is a nonprofit organization. They're running a raffle. They're raffling off 3 Teslas, which I've never heard of before. Usually, if somebody raffles off a Tesla, it's just one. These guys are doing 3. They're limiting their raffle tickets that are selling to only 4,000. So essentially, your chances are pretty damn good. 3 and 4,000. You do your own math. The link in the description to where you can buy it. US, you can only buy it from the United States, unfortunately. $250. But for this kind of odds, I even know some of you actually bought a few tickets, because, and by the way, even if you don't win, the money still goes to a good cause. They don't just go into nowhere. They're going to their mission and supporting their mission of the low, moving all of us to the low carbon economy. So check it out in the description of this video, and thank you for sponsoring this video. I would really appreciate it. Okay, back to Nissan Leaf, and let's talk about this now. Alex Bernstein, the analyst at Car Direct, is saying that the new battery, the new size, a 60 kilowatt battery, is going to production, looks like, in January, and the cars with the longer range will be available sometime by the end of Q1, which is March. January, February, March. See, there you go. I'm really good at these. So by March. Again, this is kind of like leaked information. This is not officially from Nissan, but looks like a pretty reliable source. Now, what about the price, right? Okay, the price will be extra $5,500. So the base price for the extended range Nissan Leaf, the new Nissan Leaf, will be 35,400. And that's not bad, because if you think about all of the incentives that you can still get in the US and California and so forth, this is essentially a $25,000 car with a pretty good mileage. Now, if you would compare it to what we're hoping, by then there will be a Model 3 at the same price, $35,000, but you won't be able to get well, first of all, I don't think you will be able to get that if you're not on a waiting list now, because that's what really going to trigger that $400,000 waiting list. But at the same time, the tax rebate, that's if it's still in place by then, will already be cut in half, and even in the second half of the year, even more to the quarter of what it was. And that's where Nissan might have advantage, though they are really close to 200,000 car electric car made in the United States as well. Now we know there are a couple of bills, both Republican bills right now. One is saying let's eliminate the whole damn thing altogether. Another one says no, 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 let's eliminate 200,000 car milestone and just extend it by the timeline of by 2022. It will go away for everybody. With this election coming up, I don't know if you guys know, there's big election for Congress coming up, and we don't know who's going to be in power, and we don't know what's going to be happening with this. But this is just the way it stands right now. Nissan will have a slight advantage in price, but I don't think it will have an advantage in technology and so forth. But again, reliability, service, that's where I think it will also might have an edge as well. Let me know what you think in the comment section, by the way. I really want to know, because I'm really rooting for these guys, because they are serious about the car. They have invested a lot of money. They were pretty much one of the first electric cars on the market before this was, cool or required or ZEV credits or whatever, any of that stuff. They've sold more of these cars than any other manufacturer, and yeah, I'm definitely rooting for them. The price definitely is targeting regular people, not the rich families that Jaguar just presented to us the other day when they were as a first customer for the I-Pace. You can check out that video in my yesterday's library. Yeah, but let me know what you think. Would you consider this car with the longer range, now that you know the price, now that you know the Camry is the battery is going to be done by LG Chem with the active cooling system? Let me know if this is finally the bargain. This is finally the good case that we can that can be presented to all the regular average Joes who just want a nice a car for a good price that's electric and saves them money on gas and doesn't pollute. I'm curious to hear about that. Other than that, that's pretty much for this story. I will see you next time, and remember to stay charged.